Welcome back to the From Harvey with Love podcast. I am your host, Harvey World Drizzy. Back to you with another video. We got a special one today. Today, we're going to go over an exotic bird, one of our favorites, the wall warrior. Just on last episode, I was talking about how more of these wall warriors, these women of the danger zone and no man's land, need to tell their story more often. And lo and behold, what did I get sent today? I got sent a video of just that. So not to poke fun or anything like that at the young lady, but this is an important message to the dusty divas out there that's sexually liberated feminists that's running around here talking about you don't need no man. This might, hopefully, could be the beginning of, deterring you from that dangerous path that you're on. But before that, I was scrolling on Facebook as I do when I'm bored and doing nothing or sitting on the toilet. And I came across something pretty interesting, ironic actually. I'm gonna read it out loud and you guys tell me who this sounds like. So, by Doobie India, don't know who that is, so don't go on her page searching her up, trying to make fun of her, none of that shit. That's not what we're here for. We're just here for the message. And the message is clear. So, without further ado, 18% of black males make $100,000 plus a year. 8% of black males are millionaires. Yet every goddamn day I open this app, it's a Negro passed over for the third time for the assistant manager position at Best Buy, telling women that men with money don't want them. I have an issue with that too, but we'll keep going. Enough. You guys, we get it. Because you will never, ever see these figures. You bleed your bitterness all over the internet about broke women having more options to change the trajectory of their lives than you, because men with resources don't care about what women have or don't. What is it? You need a prenup to make sure she doesn't leave you with your 55-inch TV and your empty liquor bottles collection atop the cabinets. Don't forget that PlayStation 5. I need to keep that too. I need to protect that too. Get off Facebook and get in the field. You want some hoes, go get some money. True words have never been spoken. It's so simple, Stink, I promise you. And so, in the comments, you got a whole lot of yes, bitch. Yes, it had to be said. Preach. Say it again for the niggas in the back. The women was eating it up. They was loving it. The ironic part is that sounds eerily similar to the late, great, the good brother, the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. For years, he preached this exact sentiment to men. For years. It wasn't until the last couple of years that he even started speaking to women. And that's what y'all hate him for. But for this right here, this very message right here, you danced in the street when that man passed. This is all he was saying, ladies. He wasn't just, the purpose wasn't to make fun of you, even though it was funny. The purpose was to point the finger at the hypocrisy of women. That's what it was. But we're not gonna beat that horse to death. What we're gonna do is we're gonna jump straight into our wall warrior of the day, and we're gonna let her explain to you why you might want to hop off the hot dog carousel and take men more seriously, take your dating life more seriously, take relationships more seriously.
Hey TikTok. You know it's crazy because I joke a lot about being single and I laugh it off. But I'm 46 years old. And while I'm getting ready for surgery and everything, it dawned on me. Hold on. I'm sorry. It dawned on me that I'm 46 years old and I don't have a husband to take care of me. I don't have a husband to help me get ready. I'm 46 years old and I still need my mama to take care of me post-op. I still need my sister, which whether I had a husband or not, they would be there. It sucks.
I bet.
Being single and 46 sucks. That's it. It just sucks. And I'm fucking tired. And I make jokes about the fucking buffoons that I have been encountering in dating. But in reality, this is my reality.
Can't do shit but laugh.
This is my reality. This is my reality, and those stories are the shit that's available, because all the good men have gotten married in their 20s and 30s because they're good men.
Can't do shit but laugh.
I'm not blaming it all on men, because women are fucking shit. They fucking batshit crazy too. So, but this is my reality, not anybody else's.
It's not just yours, trust me.
Yeah, that's all. Hey, TikTok.
She said that's just her reality, but that's not a fact. The fact is that's many women's reality around the same age as her, and it's gonna be doomed to be many more your realities because of the attitudes that you have. So a status today that said men aren't attracted, something to them, I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly what the ignorant shit said, but it said something about men wasn't attracted to bitches that hustle. Don't nobody want a woman that make more money than them. And all of the women was like, that's what it is. First of all, y'all ass ain't making no more money than nobody. It's just not a fact. We still out earn you in mass. It's a fact. But it's funny how women try to draw the correlation. Now there is a correlation between women that are breadwinners and they likelihood to be approached, and it has nothing to do with them being intimidating or being the breadwinner and making a man feel less than. It has everything to do with their attitude. That's the problem. The issue is typically these women are unruly, and men just don't have time for it. It's just that simple. It's just that fucking simple. So while you running around and you screaming that you're intimidating, no, ma'am, you're unruly, disobedient, and poorly behaved. That's the issue. The issue is your attitude. The issue is your mouth. You know, that's the issue. That's the issue. Has nothing to do with how much money you make. Men don't care. How much money you make does nothing but lessen the pool for you, because women are, I believe, naturally hypergamous, which means that they naturally want a guy that's taller than them, bigger than them, makes more money than them, smarter than them. They naturally want that. That's what they look for. And so even the more money she makes, the higher she's. But what y'all don't understand is, if you playing the man's game, if you want to go out into the world and do what men do, then you have to do what men have always done when they were the breadwinner. When you get the money, notoriously, throughout human history, these great men married down. Ma'am, think about it. These rich guys, these rich older dudes that get these 25-year-old picture perfect girls with little to no brain. They have nothing in common with them, but they're fertile. They're obedient. And I know y'all, the obedience is a bad word to y'all. It sounds like slavery, just like submission. But this is what those men need. Because they number one typically is going to be their career. And so they need her number one to be him. Not your career. I'm sorry. Now there are men, plenty of men, I won't say plenty, but there are men that don't mind your career. They don't mind your career at all. But before I start my rant and rambling, we're going to get into the reaction video today, which comes by the way of the Honorable O'Shea Duke Jackson. So in this particular clip, it's of a big bird, what they call him, a BBW, we'll say. It's a BBW. And so she has some unique advice for raising black boys that I think we should all listen to. Well, we should at least hear. I'm not sure we should listen to this shit. Without further ado. Oh, man. This is...
Assign gender roles. If your son wants to play with dolls, let him play with dolls. What?
Misandry towards black men on social media is as common as getting a glass of water. That's right. It's prevalent and usually unpoliced. We see it here on YouTube. You know the kind of usual suspects we're talking about. But today, we're talking about popular TikToker Bohemian Diva 6. Now, why is she so important for today's conversation? Well, she represents what I would say is a really good representation of those who kind of are against, the black male patriarchal system or black men in general. She seems to be college educated. She seems to have been somewhat of a liberal arts major, maybe, and things like that. Democrat, definitely feminist, and on the left. And some of her content that we're going to review today, if I were to say it, or if you were to say it as a black man, you would be considered completely misogynist. You would lose your Facebook account, your Instagram account, your YouTube account immediately. But of course, she is, unperturbed, unchecked, unpoliced.
Even with impunity.
And this particular clip, I want you to hear how she talks about black men, and let's review it together. And let's see how disturbing it really is.
This is just a friendly reminder that y'all need to treat black men like y'all treat white women, with extreme caution, because they will burn you. You can sit there and be like, but they're my brothers, they're my sons, they're my...
Fellas. These grenade launchers like this. See, the issue is she brung all of this shit on herself. She wearing it all in her face, among other places. See, the issue is you have women. These type of women here are the same as those guys we were talking about earlier. Those broke guys. What did she say? He been passed over for the third time for the Best Buy assistant manager position. The losers. She's a loser, bro. She's a loser, brothers. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, she's a loser. It's evident by her demeanor. It's evident by her cheeks. It's evident. An overweight loser. You're not getting the best from men. Because yes, there are men that have a big girl fetish and they like big girls, or it's men that don't mind big girls, it's men that don't care, and I get all of that. There's beautiful big girls. But what I'm saying is when you have the spirit of a fucking grenade launcher and you big as all outdoors, you're not getting the best from men. Point blank, period. It don't matter. It's not that big girls aren't attractive. That's a lie. Jill Scott, I'm sure, will never have a problem finding suitors because she's gorgeous. She's big. We give Lizzo shit, but she's big. If she'd cover up, we wouldn't even be mad at her. She's actually really talented. This chick right here, she's not bad looking. She's not bad looking at all. I'd give her cute on a good day. You know what I'm saying? But the issue is the attitude of the bird. And so because she this big with this stank ass attitude, those aren't 2 pluses. You're not getting your best from men. And so nobody's taking you seriously because, lady, you don't take you seriously. It's evident by your weight. It's evident by the amount of vitriol you have in your voice for men. And it's just because you've tried them all. The only way you got that type of trauma, you that broke down, busted and disgusted, is because you tried them all, ma'am. Nobody told you to try all the dicks. You wouldn't be this traumatized had you not been sexually liberated. That's the issue. You let too many men to the mountaintop that didn't deserve it. And now you hate them for it. Because I'm sure plenty of them lied to you, cheated, you know what I'm saying, to get what they needed to get. Because you was hot and ready. Your syllabus was busted. Your rubric was busted. And so you picked wrong over and over and over again because you picked guys that you wanted, i.e. Chads and Tyrones, maybe even some Pookies and some Ray Rays. But we're going to let her get into it because she got a lot more bullshit to get off her chest.
My husband, they're my family. Okay, honey. Go for it. And when you get burned, then I told you so. They don't give a about us. They will do any and everything to get a crumb of privilege. And that little crumb of privilege is all they need to throw the community under the bus. The black community is on fire. Mm-hmm. You have 3 choices, my love. Exit, extinguish, or expire.
All right. See you guys.
Before he even get into it, before we let the Honorable O'Shea Duke Jackson take over, it is on fire, ma'am. But who the fuck got who's spraying the accelerant on it? Who's doing that? Ma'am, it's y'all. Ma'am, the black community is on fire. You guys want to believe that it's Pookie and Ray Ray. You want to believe it's these piece of shit black men that are out here having all these children and they're not rearing those children. They're not providing for those children. They abandoning those children. But y'all are picking them men. Them are the guys that you want. When left to your own devices, you choose to be single mothers. It ain't no way in the fucking world you thought you was that special, that a motherfucker with 5 kids and 5 baby mamas that ain't took care of nan one kid was going to take care of yours. You didn't think that. You weren't tricked. You're an idiot, ma'am. And that's the issue. The issue is you weren't tricked. That's why we don't feel sorry for you. That's why when y'all come and y'all start making up terms like high value baby mamas and shit, we don't care, ma'am. We don't care. The mistake is in the past, and nothing you can do. Only thing you can do going forward is give them a reason to look past your children. And being big as hell like this. Now I don't even think I don't know if she has children. I'm hoping she do by the size of it. Hopefully she ain't just naturally just like that for no reason. Hopefully at least there's some kids behind it. It's probably not.
You guys heard that, and look at the caption. Even the ones with good intentions will betray you. Now, let's say for an example, if I were to say the same thing about black women, what would you hear from black women? Not all black women are like that, but I want you to listen to the hearts. Look at the hearts, and that's the likes on the comments. Right now, it's currently at 8,626 people. I would assume mostly women.
8,000 insurgents. 8,000 insurgents. Because if you would agree with any of the shit that just came out this fat bird mouth, you are an enemy of the state. An enemy of the state. You don't love black men. And guess what? Just like I tell the SYSBM boys that I ain't gonna beg them to love a black woman, to love a black American woman, because they do. I can't say they don't love black women, because they still go overseas and typically still kind of look for the melanin. But the same way I can't fault them, if you don't want us, man, fine. Like, let me tell you the truth. if black men not picking up the fat birds, who else? Where you going? Let's keep it a bean. Where you going? You leaving the black community, fat girl, and going where? And going where? The only place that lazy bullshit is and that's if she doesn't have a thyroid or a health condition. These outlier shits that y'all always say, you don't know why. Shut the hell up. I know why she that fat. She's not at a caloric deficit. She's at a caloric overload. She eats more than she moves. It's very simple. It's basic math. I'm talking about adding and subtraction. There ain't even no multiplication involved in this shit. If you eat way more calories and you don't burn none of them bitches off, they turn into fat. It's just plain and simple. And you can run around and say, well, I have a thyroid problem. Whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you get healthy if it's a thyroid problem or any of that thing. But what it usually is you stuffing dopamine in your fucking face by the barrel full. And it's usually because you're depressed, because you broke down, busted, and disgusted from all the trauma and drama for all of the dicks you've done. I'm telling you, you seen the last episode we went on, they wanted to argue you down about 20 bodies being okay to accept 20 bodies. The sad facts is you got to accept 20 bodies because you be lucky at my age or in mid 30s, you be lucky to find somebody with less than 20 bodies. Shit, you be lucky to find one with less than 20 bodies and less than 3 kids. That's just the facts.
Who agree with that? Bruh. And what she's doing is throwing all black men under the bus. She's saying that black men will turn on you. How? Why? Sounds like a bunch of emotions to me. What are your facts? Where is your statistical data? What do you really mean when you say black men are going to turn on you? Right? And you need
O'Shea, brother, you know they ain't got no statistical data. That's not how they speak. They don't have to speak. They speak in fields. And in her defense, she's not talking to me. This message is not encoded for us boys. Fellas, this message is not for us. She's speaking directly to females. And to be honest, I get why they get it. This is like a vent session. And all of the fat birds that have been done wrong gonna be able to understand. They're gonna be able to feel this shit. They're gonna be able to empathize with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's for them. But what I'm saying is they need to get out of this whole attitude. Stop pretending, man. Take your big ass to the gym and you will get better results with men. Be softer, kinder, more feminine. You will get better results with men. Y'all ain't gonna bully us into liking fat broads. You just not gonna fucking do that. That's not what's gonna happen. There will always be men that love you. That's a fact. There will always be men on this earth. As long as big girls is around, it's gonna be men on. But you're not gonna be able to make us all in mass want that. No matter how much you run around like a rhinoceros with all of that aggression, no matter how much aggression you have and how big, you ain't gonna bully us into liking you, man. You ain't gonna bully us into loving you.
To leave the community, you're gonna expire. They're looking to get a crumb of privilege. What do you mean when you
like
say that?
Thirsty bums.
These are talking points that can't be backed up with facts. These are feelings. These are emotions, right?
Women's
now,
favorite
if we
shit.
say that about black women, what would that be? It would be feelings. It would be emotions. Because yes,
but you know what's a fact? What's a fact is the average black woman is 5'4", 185 pounds. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a problem. That's a measurable, identifiable problem, a tangible problem. It's a fact.
people do make mistakes, but do I believe that all black women are the equivalent of what she's saying about us as black men? Absolutely not. Because people are, and listen to what I'm saying, they will treat you as you present yourself. It seems like this is a young lady who is bitter, who is upset, who is hateful towards black men for whatever reason, and it's your
You know why.
personal problem. Again, you're talking out of emotion. You're not talking about anything that's factual. You're talking about feelings, and the world doesn't deal with feelings. And I have proof of what I'm talking about in this particular advice that she gives to one of the commenters of how to raise a son. What? Listen to what I'm saying.
This shit is wild.
It's gonna be hilarious, but let's listen to this.
I don't find shit about it hilarious.
_diva99 is going to give some interesting advice on how to raise a black son, okay? So to me, this is hysterically funny, but let's get into it.
Brothers, this is why before she get into this shit, fellas, this is why you need to be there by any means necessary. Fellas, I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry if you knocked up a grenade launcher, you knocked up a undesirable, a dusty diva. Hey, happens to the best. You knocking up a dusty diva is the same equivalent of them being pregnant by a Pookie and a Ray Ray. It's actually a little worse for you, because Pookie, he just relieved himself of his duties and he's fine with it. He sleeps good at night. But if you're a real man, you're a strong man, you need to be there for them kids. You got that grenade launcher, that dusty diva. You got that deplorable woman pregnant. It sucks, but the work has just started, brother. Dick discipline to keep you from having one of these as a baby mama. Dick discipline is it's the only thing that's gonna keep you from having one of these as a baby mama. And I'm gonna tell you something else, fellas, that's off topic about dick discipline. You have no control over your hoes because you fucking all of them. Hear me out. I'm trying to tell you, man. The same way they gonna get more get right out of you by holding out, it's the same for you. Once you get some, from her, you in debt, brother. Once you get that from her, you in debt. When you think about it, the whole relationship, you were really, if you were real, I'm not gonna say a real man, because I'm not gonna take away from the 50-50 boys by calling them half a man and no shit like that. But what I am saying is, if you a traditional man, you're pouring into the relationship. You're paying, you're opening the doors, you're making life easier for her. That's the way it was designed. When you create value, it's harder. Like, if you think about it, you come into a woman's life and you create so much value that she can't understand life without you. That she would rather not be without you. I'm not saying be a trick, because this can come in provision, this can come in advice, this can come in leadership, this can come in many different forms besides just you giving up all your damn money. But it's gonna cost you some money, fellas. let's not we go fuck around with it now. It's gonna cost you some money. You got to pay to play. That's just a fact. But I'm telling you, dick discipline to get you you fucking all of these girls, and as soon as you do it, they going crazy. The oxytocin that went off in them, they didn't fell in love. They gonna try to say they not in love because they know that's what you want to hear. It's just ugly. It's toxic. It's toxic. Have some discipline, fellas. Try it out.
How to avoid your son adopting toxic misogynistic traits is the environment in which your child grows up in. And let me explain. Researching information from my article, I learned that black men struggle the most when it comes to upward mobility.
So let me stop there. Researching information for her article, which means really you don't know what you're talking about.
What the fuck?
Because you have no idea how to raise kids or how to raise men. Because you're not a man, you don't understand the black male experience. You don't understand even really what toxic masculinity is. You're talking about something that you don't know what you're talking about, and you're trying to give advice based on something that you haven't lived. But this is typically what people do in this era, talking about something that they have no idea what they're talking.
And it's right. This era is full of that. I remember when Clubhouse first popped off, I got on that shit and off that shit so fast. When I say it was so many broke money gurus on that motherfucker, I couldn't believe it. It was 1,000 chat rooms of the brokest motherfuckers. or somebody who's talking about they're a digital creator and they're gonna grow your following, and then you go check their Instagram, they got 300 followers. You got motherfuckers who just got their real estate license. They in there teaching real estate courses and all types of shit. We had people monetize the shit so fast. I was watching rooms blow up so quickly with just a bunch of nonsensical bullshit. A bunch of people don't know what the hell they talking about. But I just said today on somebody's stats, they need to stop selling everybody mics. They need to stop selling. That's coming from a motherfucker. The irony, right? And the motherfucker speaking into a mic saying that, but that's the problem. There's no substance behind the shit that they saying. At the end of the day, there's nothing good. I can come on here and bash women all day long, and that shit would be hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Or I could come on here and I can kill Pookie and Ray Way weird asses, and it would be hilarious. But it would be no substance of that shit. I poke fun at Pookie and Ray Ray just because, but I'm not talking to them niggas, and I'm not trying to save them. I mean, I hope that some of them do see the light and get saved, but at the end of the day, I'm treating them the way our black women should treat them, the way our women, period. I'm not even gonna say just the black women, because I don't wish a Pookie and Ray Ray on no woman. The same way I wouldn't wish one of these dusty divas on my worst enemy. I wouldn't.
Talking about. Let's continue.
Meaning that if black men grew up in poverty, they are more likely to remain in poverty compared to black women and other demographics. Now, there are exceptions to that data. Expose your son to positive male influences like youth programs.
His daddy.
That is not associated with.
Expose your son to positive male role models like youth programs. See, this is how you get buffoonish people in the first place. We'll talk about how the black community is where it's at, because you want to know why? The first positive male influence in a young man's life is his father, because he is the biggest person with the biggest vested interest. What should be talked about here is, did you have a relationship with the father? If the father is toxic, why is that the case? But let's go ahead and go to youth programs where there is no father. Is there an uncle? Is there somebody else? No, that's the problem already, right? Why are you sitting around?
And you see it all the time, man. Barbers be fucking these baby mamas. Football coaches be fucking these baby mamas. And these baby mamas is fucking all these dudes looking for a goddamn daddy for that little boy. When he got a daddy. Or he should have one. Y'all can talk all the shit you want, but you bring that baby to term. You knew that man, or whatever he was, that sperm donor was who he was a long time ago. You knew that. But you had raw butt naked sex with this motherfucker, man. Like, don't sit here and expect us to give him more grief than you did. You gave him your womb. You gave him the greatest gift you can give any man.
Sleeping around with people who are not good role models. Here we go.
That is not associated with the church, because the church is extremely misogynistic. I would highly recommend youth programs that is sponsored by D9 fraternities or...
The church is misogynistic, but the church is full of women. Hello. Again, these are opinions, not based in fact.
There's not even no men in the church, lady.
College. Most colleges have youth programs in order to facilitate and encourage young black boys to go to college. Create an environment where your son is allowed to express his emotions in a very healthy manner. If he cries, let him cry. If he's upset, excited, or whatever the case may be, let him be able to verbalize and articulate all of the emotions that he is expressing. Avoid languages like, oh, you're a boy, you're not supposed to cry. Let that little child cry. Don't assign gender roles. If your son wants to play with dolls, let him play with dolls. If he wants a cooking set, let him have a cooking set. Do not separate responsibilities based off of your children's gender. For example, if you are introducing cooking to your daughter at 9, do the same thing with your son. Teach your son how to be self-sufficient and independent.
How to be a
the
woman.
same way you would teach your daughter.
Let me just stop right there. You see this? What she's talking about? I want you black women to listen to this. When you guys talk about these men who you think are soft and weak, yeah, and they can't lead, and they're not really tenacious as the men that you would need to take over.
Would have
remember,
you
she said,
raise
listen,
one.
you need to exit as black women, right? Women are looking for a real man. This is the wrong advice to give, because why? Men are held to higher standards than women. No, you are a boy. You're not supposed to cry. Why? Because you need to be strong. Why? Because you're a man, you're a builder. It's okay to be upset, but you have a higher level of excellence than women in your community because your responsibility on the man is higher. That's the kind of attitude that black women want. They're looking for black men like that. And that's the problem.
Assertive black men. The last thing they want is a mama's boy. They'll say that at the top of their list of things they don't want out of a man is usually, I don't want a liar, I don't want a narcissist, and I don't want a fucking mama's boy. But here she would have you raise this hybrid man boy, girly man. That's what she would have you raise. And that's not saying like please understand, I'm not saying that you got to have this macho man, don't cry, man, don't. I'm not saying that you got to have that. I'm saying is that man's father's going to know how to handle that boy. He's going to have a better idea than anybody else. I'm saying find a good father for that child before you have that child. Get some type of commitment. You don't even be in relationships most of the time with these men. You're not even in a relationship with him. How you think you're going to have a relationship with your child? Like, yeah, we can keep blaming it on the men. It can go both ways. You got these tyrannical men abandoning their children. That's a fact. But those men are pieces of shit and should never had access to any woman's womb. Any woman's womb. And so, children are a blessing. They're a blessing. But they can also be a curse. If you had them out of wedlock, you had them before you would settle down with that one. Like if your baby daddy is yours, if he your person, then hey, you good to go. But if you think you gonna take his kids to another man's table without doing the proper work, I mean, women do it every day. Every day a woman brings her kids and her coochie to another man's table, and that's it. That man is settling, and he knows it. He knows it. Because the facts are just the facts. He can get a woman with a brand new womb that ain't been used by a Pookie and a Ray Ray, by a lesser man. I don't think y'all understand how it feels to bust your ass to be the type of man that deserves respect just to have to foot the bill for a lesser man's children while this motherfucker is still alive and walking the planet free. It's one thing if he's dead. It's one thing if he's even in jail. But half the time, 90%, most of the time, I don't know the percentage, but most of the time, Pookie is free as a bird with other kids. But here you is, stepdaddy, taking care of Pookie and them kids. You got to be a strong man to do that shit. You got to be a strong man, and we need you. That's why I don't make fun of these guys. I don't point fingers at them. And you will never hear me tell a man, to just, I advise you. I advise you to vet that baby mama purely and utterly. You know what I'm saying? I need a government level background investigation ran, because fellas, it's a lot to take on. Some of these women are worth it. They're the high value baby mamas. I don't believe that shit exists, but I get the point that they're trying to make. And fellas, understand leverage and where you are in the game too. Cause I've seen a lot. We wag our finger at women for not knowing where they stand. But a lot of you guys don't know where you stand either. The reason you can't get no get right for these women is because you keep moving up out of your league. You shooting out of your league. You gonna talk shit about a baby mama, and that's what you qualify for. You might need a bad baby mama, might be for you, Bucko. That's why I will never tell nobody, because we'll be doing the same thing the women do, talking about settling. A woman's version of settling is she get anything outside of her dream guy, not what she deserves, not what she has earned, not what she even has access to. You got these bum chicks that want millionaires, and they don't spend a second around a millionaire. They want the cream of the crop to just fall in their lap in the projects. That sounds stupid. Fellas, you sound just as dumb when you are that guy passed over for the assistant position at Best Buy, and you running around here with Kevin Samuel stat spewing out your mouth, nose, ears, and ass. So when you running around screaming high value and you make $15 an hour, you muddy the water. You muddy the water.
I'm going on right now in Black America. People giving young black boys this sort of advice, and that's why so many women are frustrated right now, because they think the young black men and black men are too soft for them. That is the reason why, because of women giving advice to young men about how to raise a man, and they don't know anything that it takes to be a man in this world. When you need men that are going to be tenacious, get after it, and build. Do you want a man that she's describing right now to marry your daughter? You're not going to want that. You're going to want a man that's going to get out there and get to it, get after it. Yeah, I'm a boy. I'm not feeling well today, but I'm going to make it happen. Why? Because I got to protect the women in my community. I got to protect my wife. I ain't got time to cry. I got to get to it. That's the kind of men that black women are looking for, not this sort of situation here. So a lot of you sisters, y'all need to really understand what kind of young men that y'all are creating, and y'all really need to be real serious about the fathers in the community and stop this misandry. If you hate black men, just say it. But still, don't try to sabotage these young men at a young age, which is what you're seeing right now. If you really don't like black men, lead them the wrong way. And that's what you're seeing with this young lady. Well, guys, what do you think? I'm getting up out of here. I ain't got much else to say. We out.
And see, another bird giving horrible advice. Another bird giving the worst possible advice. And there are other birds, probably hundreds of thousands of birds, that watch that video, and they gonna implement that indoctrination on a poor, unsuspecting young man. And then when he grows up weird and in need of therapy from his drama that he got from his mama. Favorite line of females is, "Who hurt you?" Or, "You got mommy issues." Y'all never stop for a second and think like, that's fucked up. Like, who hurt me? What a woman. You got mommy issues. If I got mommy issues, then my mommy hurt me. Are you? That's like laughing at a special victims unit, fucking victim. One of the SVU victims. Like, you mad at me because I was taken advantage of by the only woman that was supposed to love me unconditionally? That's how y'all sound laughing at black men or saying that dumb shit. Who hurt you? What do you mean by who hurt me? Like the love of my life cheating on me or whatever the fuck guys go through. Ain't my story. But whatever they went through. So some tyrannical woman took advantage of you, and to women, men should just get over it. But when a man does it, he's a narcissist and he should be burned at the stake. Come on, make it make sense. We both making the same issues, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing the same thing. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense. What we got to do is on both ends, we got to have more discipline. Fellas, if you not getting the results you want with the ladies, it's very simple in America. Get you some money. It's very simple. But even more than that, just like I tell these ladies, you guys, y'all running around here, y'all ain't built good either. Y'all ain't built good either. I'm trying to tell y'all fat boys, I don't know who told y'all, but they don't make designer clothes for fat people. So when y'all squeezing and all that shit, y'all look a fool too. Take your ass to the gym. That's unmanly. You ain't looking. You got to give them a reason. Like, that's one thing I do believe that they deserve. Like, y'all keep. I see a lot of people in the manosphere and the red pill community. They act like a woman can't even ask for a man to look like nothing. He can't have no. He could be broke and she supposed to love him. He can be fat and she supposed to love him. He could be short and she supposed to love him. And I get it. I get what y'all trying to say. But at the same time, give her something. Y'all don't even want to give her good sex. Y'all, your love is tied too much to sex. It shouldn't be that high up on your totem pole. Well, then what do they get? Fellas, what do they get? What do they get? You want to be broke. You want to be fat. You want to be ugly. You want to be short. You want to be all of those things at one time. And you want these women to just settle with you. You sound crazy too. You sound just as crazy as Big Bertha, who having issues with men. Of course you having issues with men. Of course. Nobody's putting their best foot forward with you. Why would they? You're going to be around. You see what I'm saying? Some females are first round draft picks, right? You big as all outdoors. You big as a house. You going to be around in the 7th round, mama. Nobody in no rush. Nobody in no rush for you. You got 3 kids, 3 baby daddies. Guess what? I hope you found him already. I hope you found your man and you done got out the storm already. Because I'm telling you right now, ma'am, men are not lining up for that. I'm sorry. And especially not if you big as hell. Especially not if you don't, you know what I'm saying? The upkeep ain't there. The same way, and men, we get it. Y'all are we are visual. We are visual creatures. So it's more important. Sorry, ladies, there are double standards that just exist. It is more important for you to look like something than it is for me to look like something. But fellas, I do believe that you should do what you can. Don't do that to that. She should. Don't. Why would you even force her? Be the best version of yourself. And that's how we, on both ends. Women, you too. Be the best version of yourself. Learn to cook. Start going to the gym. Work out. Hobbies. Be an interesting person. Because that's what you hear men saying. That's what the complaints is. The complaints is, oh, women aren't funny. They're not. They don't have. They're not conversationalists. They don't have anything really going on. Those are all things that you can fix. Ladies, those are all things you can fix. Now, I get it. Y'all don't do shit for a man. That's y'all favorite line now. I don't do nothing for a man. Everything you do it for you. That's selfish. Just flat out. Like, there ain't no other way to put it. It's selfish, and selfish people get what they deserve. So if you live your whole life, and you're going to continue to live your whole life for yourself and for your girls and fuck the patriarchy, if you're going to continue to be like that, that is fine. I'm not trying to stop you, but what I do want you to do me one favor. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up with your miserable ass. If you going to be miserable on purpose, if you're going to go out here when every man in the world, the men that you want, the men that you don't want, the men of high stature, the men of low stature, they're all screaming, this is how you love us. And if you just want to continue to say, fuck y'all, to say, I'm not going to do that, submission ill, I'm not finna be a slave to the tyrannical patriarchy. We get it. But you don't get none of the benefits of the patriarchy either. Take that back. You will get one benefit, because I can't stop men and nobody can stop men from fucking you. They will continue to give you penis. Yes, you will continue to get loads and loads and inches of penis. But as far as anything else goes, true resources, like, yeah, it's going to be some guys. You might run across some ballers that got it away. So some scammers, some pookies, some Ray Rays, you know what I'm saying? Some elite pookies. They might spend some money on you. But at the end of the day, you're going to want substance. You're going to want more than that money, more than those trips, more than that toxic relationship that you get from Pookie. You're going to want love and attention and affection, and you want to start a family. And you're going to want to be proud of yourself. You're going to be proud of what you built. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard with all them kids in tow, especially if you decide that you don't care what we've been saying. You don't care that men don't want you to be that big. You don't care that you really don't care about shit. You don't care about shit. It's sad. It's sad. Fellas, all of this wine and shit, that's unbecoming. It's unbecoming. The ones who are operating, treat them the way we would wish our women would treat Pookie and them. When they start fighting to fight, arguing to argue, walk away, fellas. If she's no longer making sense, she's using what Kevin Samuels used to call the sign language. She using that. She got the need to be right is just a burning desire in her heart that she can't turn down. Leave that grenade launcher where you found her. Leave that dusty motherfucker where you found her. She can be disobedient all by her fucking self. The Chads and the Tyrones will continue to pump and dump her into oblivion. She'll be fine. I mean, not literally, but as far as we're concerned, she'll be fine. We don't need to turn the Cynthia G's of the world. Fuck them. The Cynthia G's and their army, the ones who hate black men and claim black men hate them, that's just simply not true. Black men don't hate you. If anything, they are indifferent to you because they sick of your shit. That's just the way it goes. They sick of your shit. You're invisible to us, so you're mad. Well, boo-hoo. Cry me a river. Nobody actually gives a fuck. So, I feel like I beat this horse already thoroughly enough. So I'm gonna leave the link in the description for you guys to go give O'Shea Duke Jackson a subscribe. He's one of he's on the Mount Rushmore of the black manosphere. He's been paramount in many channels. Many guys that I look up to him. The MTRs, the Poor Man Podcast of the world. Even the late great Kevin Samuels used to look to O'Shea Duke Jackson for, advice. He's been in this space a long time. And so that's why he's always going to get the respect he deserves. The guy's hilarious, too. He got the Celebrity Junk, and this new one is newer, the fair use segments that he do are pretty good. His Celebrity Junks be having some media takeout appeal to him sometimes. I don't know where the hell he be getting his facts from, but this shit is hilarious. But like I said, I'm gonna leave the link in the description for that. I'm getting them out. Y'all asked for them. I'm getting them out. But until next time, fellas and ladies, or lady, I'm out.
Just me, my lady, I don't need no guys. Just me, my lady, I don't need no guys. Ham Squad. Just me, my lady, I don't need no guys. Headed to the top, I don't need no ride. I'm so fly, how fly is he? I can stop now, let the beat just ride.